if we are talking about you standing out, you agree with me that that means the recruiter would have no choice but to consider this particular individual because they have so left an impression that they're unforgettable. Yes, so that's what this video is going to address. How do you stand out in an interview? Now, I've grouped this into 3 stages, which is the pre-interview preparations, during interview, and post-interview. So what are those things that you need to do pre-interview? What are those things that you need to do during the interview? And what are those things that you need to do after the interview? Okay, so we're going to be addressing each side. So let's start with the pre-interview. What should you do before the interview? So I assume that the fact that you have been invited for an interview just means that these people who are recruiting for these jobs, they've read your personal statement. And remember, you can use our personal statement bundles to create and curate a very appropriate personal statement that will get your foot in the door. So I assume that for you to be going for an interview, you already have your foot in the door. They already think that, oh, you have something to offer. Now, the interview is your time to shine, the time to show us, yes, you know, all of those things I said in my personal statement, I can display some of those things. I am an excellent communicator. I pay attention to details. I do all of this. I am detailed. I am that. It's time to prove some of those things. It's time to meet the person behind all of the achievements. So pre-interview, what do? First off, you start from your LinkedIn profile. So I always tell my clients, your LinkedIn profile is so important. It's either you have a LinkedIn or you don't, but you cannot afford to have a LinkedIn that is not up to par. Now, it starts from what is on your CV. Is it the same thing that is on your LinkedIn? And these days, you would agree with me, people will set you up socially before they even meet you. And I bet your recruiters will do that as well. So you want to make sure that everything is matching. It is matching. You cannot afford to have anything not matching. It has to match. So that's the first bit. Now, if they are not matching and you don't want to change it, then you can hibernate your LinkedIn. There's the option to do that. So you hibernate your LinkedIn until the process is over. That's a trick I will teach you. Okay, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. All right. So aside that, the next thing is for you to find out more about that organization. I assume that for you to have applied, you know a bit about the organization. Now find out more about the organization. What is going on with them at the moment? What do they have on their blog? If they have any, who are the people, who are the top management there? What do they do? What are their interests? All those things you need to find out about the organization. What are the core values of the organization and how does this resonate with you? Now, it's not enough to just find out the core values. How does it relate with you? You create a whole talk about that. Like, how does their value? How does it meet your value? Have your speech prepared, because there is no way in an interview that you would not have to exhibit that, or at least talk about it in a bit to say, oh, I believe that your values, you know, resonate with mine. How? So you need to be able to explain how. Those things need to be there. Now, the next thing is, who's your recruiting manager? Have you checked them up? They will check you up, so you can as well do the same. Check up your recruiting manager. What are their interests? What do they do? What are their hobbies? What do they have on their profile? You are literally stalking your recruiter. Don't tell anybody. So you're stalking your recruiter. I can't believe I'm saying that, but in a healthy way, to your advantage, just to see also what does this person like that I can leverage or complement within the interview. Do you understand? Not for you to go and say, oh, you have 2 kids. Not that kind. It's just what projects are they working on? What interests them on a career level, so that you can leverage those and also talk about it, right? And then we move on to your interviewers. So when you get the email that says, oh, you've been invited for an interview, oftentimes they always tell you, oh, you're going to be interviewed by this person and this person. What does that tell you? We look them up. Who are they? What projects are they working on? How do they relate to this particular role? What have they done or evidenced online that I can, you know, leverage for my interview, or that can guide how I will prepare for the interview? Oftentimes, if you know the expertise of a person, you might most likely be able to tailor or guess the kind of questions that will come from them. So that helps you with your preparation. So do that, check them up, you know, and then it also helps drive some conversations during the interview. So you can use that to your advantage. Now, the next bit that I'll be talking about are pressing issues at the organization. It again relates back to the organization, which is, do they have any pain points at the moment? Imagine if they've been in the news of, let's say, for example, you're going for like a cybersecurity role and you're going to a particular organization that's been in the news recently for data leakage or something. It's a no-brainer. You want to direct, I mean, there's no way, don't avoid that conversation. You want to explain to them, especially with cybersecurity personnel, how you coming onto the team would help and what you can do to mitigate such things from happening again. So you want to look at all of those things. What's their pain point? What is happening at the moment? How can I leverage that? Don't forget that bit. Buki told you. Yeah, that. So that's before the interview. So that's the pre-interview preparation. Now, what do you do during the interview? That's on the day of the interview. I'm going to start from that bit that people don't like to talk about the most. Your dressing. I know, oh, it's not a corporate role. It's just a job. You know, at the end of the day, I can dress anyhow. So I put on a jumper and a sloppy shredded jeans and some dirty sneakers, and off I go. And off they send you out. Just kidding, but you get what I mean. You get the drift. So the point is, dress in a respectable manner, in a way that befits the person that is going to work within that particular role you're going for. It's no news that directors most times wear suits. There is a reason for that. You need to understand the brand, what kind of image your organization is trying to put out there. So if you understand the image your organization is trying to put out there, it would help guide how you should dress. So it's important that you dress accordingly. You know, this also includes the brand color. There's nothing stopping you from putting a touch of the organization's color on you. Nothing, absolutely nothing stopping you, right? And then if you have a presentation as well, so I'm going to join dressing and presentation together. So if you have a presentation as well, obviously you're well dressed for the presentation. You've created your slides, everything is on point, but make sure that those slide decks have the color of the organization. I mean, it just shows how attentive you are and how detail oriented you are. So it tells a lot more about you. Do you get? In terms of, oh, this person has actually taken the time, you know, to curate these slide decks to reflect our brand values, to reflect our brand colors. You know, even design the slide deck to show the organization name. Does that make sense? So design it to show the organization name, and you know, it just shows this person is deliberate, and it shows that you truly want to be there. You truly want that role. It makes you stand out from someone who literally just chucked different slides together, no color matching, no nothing, just black and white, no detail. I mean, I will consider it's not every time that it's about the content. You know, sometimes they say, oh, you don't know if that person is smarter or something, but the appearance matters a lot these days, actually. They usually say don't judge the book by the cover, but we are in an era where we do judge the book by its cover these days. So yeah, that era of don't judge the book by its cover is no more, no more, no more. This is 2025, so no, we don't do that anymore.
Do not do that anymore.
Now, we move on to confidence. I know that confidence is not something you can prepare for. Confidence is not something that you can just start, but it's something that you can build. So start building your confidence. And a key part to being confident is preparation. If you're well prepared, I promise you, confidence will come easy. It will be easier to be confident than for you to not be prepared and then be trying to be confident. It's just a no. I hope you understand what I mean. But yeah, there's that. So never forget that. Be confident, even when you do not have the answer. You don't have to say, oh, no, I don't know. No, that sounds very negative and defeating. But rather, you might want to go in the approach of, oh, could you repeat the question? If they repeat it and you still don't understand the question or you don't know how to approach it, you can go in the lines of, oh, can you give me a minute to just have a think about it and come up with a response? And if it's something you have to look up, can you give me a minute to look it up and I will get back to you? It's okay. It just shows that you don't cave under pressure, and it tells them that, oh, when you have external stakeholders or people come around and, you know, the pressure is much, this person is not just going to run away and say, I don't know. This person is going to be confident enough to say, oh, you know what, I don't know at this point, but I'll check it up and I'll get back to you. So it says a lot about you. Confidence. All right. Then the next bit I'll be going on to is follow-up questions. Now, gone are the days, this is 2025, let me say it again. Gone are the days you will go for an interview and they'll ask you, do you have any question? And you say no. Or the popular one, when are you going to get back to me? No, we don't say that anymore. In this era, it's 2025, I say it again. So we don't say that in 2025. Just messing with you. But it's important that you have intelligent questions laid out to ask. So you might ask in relation to the team dynamics, you might ask about the ongoing project, you might ask what is expected of you within that role in the first 4 months. What is expected of you? Do you understand? Those are things that you can leverage. Those are questions that you can ask that makes you stand out or make the recruiter be like, or even ask in line of, you know, they are working there already. What is it about their role that they enjoy the most? It just brings another perspective to you. So it's not just, oh, when are you going to get back to me? Really? So yes, we need to address that. I mean, we need to be very conscious of that. Now, the next thing I have here during the interview is compliments. And I said this carefully. And I do want you, if you're doing anything else now, please stop and listen. I said compliments. That does not mean physical or bodily compliment. It doesn't mean, oh, I like your hair, oh, I like your shoes, oh, your top is so pretty, oh, your shape is so nice. That's not the compliment. Compliments that I put here in this case is talking about professional compliments, which means, oh, what project have they done? How have they made you feel during the interview? Oh, I checked this up and I saw that you did this particular project. You know, it was quite, one of the two things I learned from that project is this, you know, healthy conversations, nothing that has to do with the body, very healthy conversations. And then you can say things in lines of, oh, thank you for inviting me for this interview, I felt very at ease, this is a very comforting interview. It just shows, oh, okay, compliments, that kind of compliments, not the bodily compliment. And that's it. So the last bit will be post-interview, which is the third aspect. Now, post-interview, they can get back to you. The hiring manager in this case will call you, say, oh, congratulations, we've offered you the role. And then you say, oh, thank you, I'm really thrilled, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day you can send them an email to appreciate them, say, thank you for offering me the role. What are the next steps? And all of that bit. Very straightforward. That's post-interview. But what if they say no? What then happens? So when they say no, you're not going to go all cricket, no sound, right? Okay, so when they say no, the first thing you want to do is thank the hiring manager, to say, oh, thank you so much for getting back to me. Although you haven't chosen me for the role, may I ask why? What does the other candidates who you have chosen, what skill or quality do they have that I may not have shown or exhibited during my interview? And then they give you more details. It might be something about your interview, but then you get a feedback. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing is there any way that you think, you might just ask everything together, that you think I may improve going forward? They'll also give you that feedback. Now, it might be that they're not just going with you, you are a good candidate for the role. We've had that a lot of my clients have told me this. Oh, they call back to say, oh, your interview was amazing and we would love to have you on the role, but we're going for someone who is already an internal person. So that just puts you at a disadvantage. And if that's the case, let them tell you that as well. But the essence of checking, the essence of having all of these conversations when you get a no is because, one, new roles might open up. And when new roles open up, you want to be considered for it, right? So new roles might open up. That's number one. Number two is that you leave a great impression with this person to say, oh no, this person doesn't just take a defeat and that's it. You know, in the face of defeat, I know it might hurt, but you still want to ask the why question and you still want to follow up. If anything opens up, I promise you, especially if it's a role that is the same or similar, and in some cases, some participants that have been chosen, they back out. And then they can consider you because you left an impression. So that's the whole essence of asking the why and then asking the follow-up questions, even when you get a no. So that said, I hope that we've been able to address everything that you need to do to stand out. I do not want to hear that anyone is remaining the same, despite everything that I have said in this video. So you want to do everything that you can do to stand out. And there's a place of God as well. I always put that in my video. I know not every person is a person of faith, but I am a person of faith. So I always add that in my video. And this is my channel anyway. If you don't like it, just chuck me away. Just kidding. But point being, there's a place of God. You commit everything into God's hand, but also do your part. And this is all of the preparations, everything I think you can do that will make you stand out. All right, guys. So I think that pretty much covers it. Anything I haven't mentioned or any follow-up that you want me to do, just leave it in the comment section and best believe that I will answer it. I will comment, I will answer you, I will reach out, whichever one you want me to do. And also all our social media handles, everything that you can use to just keep up with us, know what is happening with myself and within the organization is in the description box. So follow on TikTok, on Instagram, everywhere. Just follow, and make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you can get more videos like this. All right, guys, until I see you again in my next video, make sure you put a smile on somebody's face. Bye.